Are you curious about transitions lenses? You know, the kind of lenses that darken when you go out into the sun? Well, most people know they have gray and brown, but not everybody knows they have 4 style colors: amber, amethyst, emerald, and sapphire. And today is a video in a series that I'm doing on those style colors. I'm going to show you transitions sapphire lenses in my new glasses. I'm going to take you into my lab. I'm going to show you cutting them into my frames, and then we're going to take them outside and activate them and see what they look like. Stick with me. Welcome to the Seeing Clearly YouTube channel. I am Daniel Brunson, 4th generation ABO certified optician and owner of Hicks Brunson Eyewear, an optical boutique in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You can check us out online at hicksbrunson.com. And if you're new to the channel, let's do one quick thing before we get started. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. All right, so back to what the topic of today is. We're talking about transitions lenses, and we're talking specifically about one of the style colors. I'm super excited because I just got a new set of lenses from Transitions that I'm gonna put in one of my new Fossifos frames. And so the lenses come to me like this. I've already marked them up. They have special laser markings that show me how to finish and cut them, and I'm going to take you back into my lab in just a moment, and we're going to look at cutting these down into my new Fossifos frames. But this is my lens, my prescription lens. I ordered it in Transitions Sapphire, so it's going to be clear indoors, very clear, and then when I go out into the sunlight, it's going to darken to a nice sapphire blue color. And this is super cool because frames are colors are really popular in frames, and you know, who doesn't love to differentiate your look with like a cool colorful frame? So this is the new Fossifos Picca 1, and it's got this crystal acetate with this bright pop of yellow right here, and then this sort of matte or sort of polished smoky gray tone down below. So I like to wear a lot of neutral clothing in my wardrobe. I love a frame that has a bright pop of color. When I pair this frame with a sapphire blue Transitions, I'm really excited to see what that's going to look like. One quick thing about these lenses, these are EyeZen Plus lenses. They have Crizal anti-reflective coating. That's going to be, you know, your non-glare treatments. For those of you that don't know about non-glare treatments, in short, in a nutshell, they give you sharper clarity by letting in more of the good light and preventing reflections on your lenses. As I said, this is an EyeZen Plus lens. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the lenses later and how they help me in my prescription. And then of course they came with my Transitions Authenticity card because they are Transitions Signature Generation 8 lenses, which means they have the latest and greatest Transitions technology, which means they darken faster than any other Transitions lens, and they lighten back up much faster than any other lens that's been made. They're going to go into this Fossifos frame. I'm going to take you back into the lab, but one quick thing before we go to the lab, I just wanted people to know this Fossifos frame, it's a lovely frame. As I said, this is the Picca. I have it here in another color for those of you that might want something that's not quite so bright and dramatic. Fossifos does so well with frame style. They also do one that fits a little bit larger face called the Picca 2. It's a little more rectangular, and this is a good tortoise and crystal acetate with a very black, sort of black piping around the bottom. Similar to the one, my new one has a yellow piping along the top. This one's sort of the reverse. It has the piping along the bottom. And then this is a fantastic color, this smoky gray up top, crystal acetate with a green piping down the bottom. Anyone who's interested in any of these frames can head on over to hicksbrunson.com, or you can check down below and I'll put the links to shop all of these frames. But today, let's go ahead and get back into the lab and let's get my new prescription lenses cut into my new Fossifos frame. So this is the tracer machine. This is going to trace the shape of the frame so that it can send the data over to the edger. So the edger is going to be able to cut the shape of the lens into the correct shape of the frame. And then I'm also going to use this machine to correctly position the optics of the prescription in the proper place in the frame. All right, and this is the blocker. So I've already got it set to block. This little blocking arm will come down, block the lens right here. I've already set all of the criteria so that it blocks it in the right spot so that eventually the tracer or the edger can cut the lens to the appropriate shape with the optics positioned in the appropriate place. Alright, so both lenses have now been blocked. They are ready to be edged into my beautiful new frame by Fossifos. So we're going to transfer the data over here to the edger. There's the cutting wheels in here. We have a roughing wheel, a cutting wheel, and a polishing wheel, and a drill. We've got all kinds of little tools in here for different types of lenses, but this one's fairly simple, just a standard, what we call a standard V-bevel lens. There is the shape. So we are going to start cutting. Okay, so lenses have been finished. I've mounted them in the frame, and I've got these little dots marked on them so that I can then place the frame in my lensometer, and I can check the power of the lenses. I can check that the optical centers line up properly with my PD, my fitting height. As I said, this is an EyeZen Plus lens, so got to check all of those details. Then we'll take them out front and talk a little more about these lenses and look at the color of the transitions. Okay, so now that we're finished in the lab, I've checked the lenses in my lensometer and I've got them in my new frames. Let's take a look and see how these turned out. I'm so excited about this frame and lens color combination. Again, Fossifos frames are some of my favorites for their use of color. This lens that I put in, I mentioned previously, it's a lens called the brand of the lens is called EyeZen Plus, which is a single vision lens, which it's a lens in a category of lenses that are known as anti-fatigue lenses. And what that means is for those people who do heavy amounts of reading or studying or looking at screens and digital devices, they have a little boost in power in the very bottom of the lens right here, so that when you're holding something to read, they give you about, depending on the level, there's different levels, but the one I'm wearing is the EyeZen Plus 2. It gives you just a little bit of a boost in power, about 0.45 diopters, I think, in this particular EyeZen lens, so that it makes things, when you're studying up close for extended periods of time, it relaxes the eyes. So it's called an anti-fatigue lens. And there are many other anti-fatigue lenses available. This one happens to be the EyeZen Plus. And the big show, though, what we came for today was the new Transitions Generation 8 Style Color Sapphire. So I'm super pleased with the indoor clarity. It's very clear. I don't see a trace of color at all in this lens. I've got my UV activator right here. So we're just going to slide these under the UV activator. Turn on the UV light, and we're going to let these sit here for just a few seconds. We're going to take them back out. I didn't let them go the full time. Oh wow, they actually got pretty dark even without going the full 30 seconds. The full 30 seconds under here darkens a Transitions lens to the darkest it could possibly become. I just kind of wanted to get it a little bit, but you can kind of see that blue color. It's real soothing. It's got a lot of, it's sort of a, I think of the blue color as being very gray based. I'm going to darken it up just a little bit more maybe. Very gray based, but it's got little glimmer of blue. And I'll show, here in just a moment, I'll show an up close point of view of what it would be like looking through it. But for now, I just want you to be able to see what they look like on me. It's really nice. The Generation 8, Transitions Generation 8, some of the improvements over Gen 7 are the speed with which it transitions. Transitions Optical built a new matrix, which is where the photochromic molecules on the lens live. There's more free zones, so that just means they can move around more freely and quickly and darken faster and lighten faster. So they darken 30% faster than the previous generation, and they fade back to clear up to 3 minutes faster. So as I'm sitting here, I can already see them. I'm already aware of them fading back to clear. If you can see behind me, it's a pretty gray, cloudy, overcast day. So today's not going to be the best day to take these outside and take you with me to show you what they look like outside. I'll try and do that sometime over the weekend or by early next week, but you won't realize that that even happened because we're just going to zip right on to the next part of the video and it'll already be the next day. First impression is I really like this color. This is the Sapphire color. This is the third style color that I have personally worn. I've already worn the amber and I've already worn the emerald. This is the Sapphire. This is the first color, however, that I've had in the new Generation 8, which is the faster changing transitions technology. So that's one of the things I'm most excited about, and just having it in this amazing new Fossifos frame, because eyewear colors are here. It's time to embrace colors and frames. This one with the bright yellow, do a bright red. You're gonna see more and more of it. It's really fun to do. At least have one frame in your eyewear wardrobe that's got a bright pop of color that maybe you wear on the weekends whenever you're just feeling like letting loose a little bit. That's what a frame like this is good for. So without further ado, we're gonna take these outside and watch what they look like in real life out on a sunny day. Okay, so welcome to the next sunny day opportunity that I got to take these new lenses outside in the sun and show you what they look like in the real world. I tried to record this when I was actually outside, but it was so windy on this day that my microphone just couldn't quite pick up the sound of my voice over the loud wind. So what I'm experiencing as these lenses darken, everything is very soothing. I noticed this sapphire color, it is a gray base. So when I look at the greens of the grass and the trees and the water, everything, the colors look pretty true, but they look really rich. And everything just kind of feels nice and soothing. It's, you know, for those of you that like a color that blocks a lot of bright light, this one's pretty satisfying. I'm really happy with what it looks like. I'll show you what it looks like in a moment to look through it. But I've got to say, so far my experience of wearing the Transitions Sapphire lens, I definitely give it 2 thumbs up. And I think I'm gonna really enjoy wearing this color. I especially like the way the sapphire blue looks in this amazing Fossifos frame that's with the crystal acetate along the upper rim of the frame with that yellow piping. I really love just the style and how well it all fits together. So that's a wrap. Thanks so much for watching this episode in my series on transitions lenses. You have been watching the Seeing Clearly YouTube channel. If it's been a while, or if you've never had transitions lenses, I highly encourage you to go talk to your local optician and find out what transitions lens product or color would best suit your lifestyle or your personal style. And if you happen to live in the Oklahoma area, my store is in Tulsa. We're called Hicks Brunson Eyewear. I would be more than happy to help answer any questions that you might have if you're interested in getting a new pair of glasses with transitions lenses. The technology's come such a long way, and all the new colors make it really fun. So again, thanks for watching. I'd really appreciate a thumbs up and a subscribe to my channel, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. If you'd like to see any other topics that you'd like me to cover, I'd love some feedback.